Aquarius, April of 2022. Spiritual aspect, Ten of Swords. Intellectual aspect, Ace of Pentacles. Physical aspect, the Sun. Social aspect, Six of Cups. And emotional aspect, the Lady. Aquarius, April 2022. Shadow Treasures. Aquarius, April of 2022. Honeybee. Aquarius, April of 2022. Live from your heart. Alright, Aquarius, Ten of Swords is heavy burdens or shadow work. Spiritually, this is all about spiritual. So you maybe feel defeated or worn out, or you're losing faith, or you're having trouble believing, or just maybe in yourself. Just believing in yourself. Have that faith in yourself. So I suggest slowly trying to get those swords out your back and remind yourself that you will never be disconnected no matter what happens. Spiritually, you're forever connected. Alright, Aquarius, Ace of Pentacles, financial burdens or financial beginnings or success or appreciation of the abundances you have, because this is all mental, this is intellectual. But be careful if you value having money more important than what's within. All the values of the world don't amount to what's inside of you. The Sun in the physical Aquarius is wondrous, because physical is finances, home life, your body, anything of value in the 3D realm, or anything you can consider as a physical aspect of your life. And so you have this glow, this wonderful, beautiful illumination of yourself. Or this could be the lack of that. And this could be also the over concerning of, look how beautiful I am, look at me, I'm so wonderful, look at all these great things, or look at my body, like overconfidence and ego problems. So be careful. Six of Cups in the social is like reunion with social people, reflection and value, appreciation of those social connections, being a part of a group, being part of a family, having a family. Or it's the opposite of neglecting and not really caring, not paying attention, not looking, not reflecting, not having any of those beautiful connections or appreciation for those connections, may be causing you also to have no connections. So look at how you see things, and maybe that's what you're pushing out into the world and getting back because of how you perceive your social aspect of your life. The Lady for the emotions. Your emotions are very passionate. You're abundantly blooming and having a rejuvenation, a rebirth, or a pregnancy kind of sensation of who you are, like a birthing of a 2.0 or about to have birth a 2.0. You're like, it's right over around the corner. I'm about to have that next chapter that I've been working so hard, or emotionally attached to, relationships, whatever it may be, spiritual connections, whatever. Or it's the lack. It's the opposite. It's not understanding or appreciating why you may be having emotional miscarriage, not physical miscarriage, but emotional miscarriage. So you may be causing your own heartbreak, your own traumas, emotional disturbances, or you need some healing and there's trauma you need to work on, and the spiritual Ten of Swords up there. It may not be you because of you, but it may be a continuous vicious cycle that you can't get away from. So emotional work needs to be healed. Shadow treasures. Black-eyed Susan provides a light in the darkness while doing shadow work. Golden calcite shines a gentle, comforting light on hidden treasures. We all have parts of ourselves that we keep hidden away from the world, not knowing that these shadow aspects contain treasures. Shine the light of love in the dark corners of your soul and look with compassion in these neglected qualities. You will find something very necessary to living your soul's purpose. I face my shadow with excitement, knowing there are treasures to be found. I sift carefully through the wreck of my psyche and gently release neglected parts of myself. Honeybee. Reciprocity, or reciprocal, or having appreciation. We must give and take, and if we make a mistake, we must make amends. The earth revolves around reciprocity. I can't even say it. To remain balanced and to grow, and as humans all are part of the earth, so this applies to them as well. Learn to work happily with others. It is important to learn to communicate effectively, as there may be a breakdown in communication. Aristos was the son of Cyrene, the huntress, and the god Apollo. It was said that Cyrene was not interested in the traditional womanly things and instead wanted to hunt in the forest and conquer cities. When Aristaeus was born, Apollo gave him to the god of Hermes for education, and what an education it was. The boy got to learn from all the great gods and goddesses he was related to, one of whom was Demeter, the goddess of agriculture. Demeter introduced Aristaeus to the bee maidens, who taught him the art of working with bees. As he grew out of childhood and into a young man, the bees rested in his beard, such was the love for and trust they had in him. As an adult, Aristaeus accidentally caused the death of the nymph Eurydice. In their rage and sorrow, her sisters killed every bee that Aristaeus worked with. He was devastated. He wanted to work with bees again and also make amends, so he consulted the wise Proteus, who suggested he could honor Eurydice by making sacrifices of 4 bulbs and 4 cows. As the bodies lay upon the altar, 8 great swarms of bees took flight from them. It is said all bees come from these 8 swarms. Bees are a social insect that are vital to the world's ecosystem and food production. It is estimated that over 70% of the top 100 food crops that provide 90% of the world's food are bee-pollinated. No bees, no food for humans or animals. There are about 20,000 species of bees, but the one highlighted here is the western honeybee in the wild. These bees usually create a hive out of a hollow log or a tree, and there would be 10,000 to 20,000 bees in an average colony. The bees build comb from wax they secrete. The comb is used to protect the bees and as chambers for eggs and bee larvae, but also as a communication medium. Bee colonies have one queen that lays all the eggs and determines what larvae will be what, and so what role they will play in the hive. A queenless colony may perish if they cannot replace their queen. Honey is produced by bees ingesting the nectar of plants or flowers and combining it with special enzymes. They regurgitate the substance into chambers in the honeycomb. This is sealed and transforms into honey, which feeds the colony in times of scarcity or bad weather. Honeybees have a sting as their defense. By injecting the stinger, which contains a toxin, the bee perishes. The detachment of the stinger sends a pheromone that signals to other bees they're in trouble, and they are likely to attack further. Bees are one of a very small group of animals that demonstrate displacement in communication. They are able to tell a story of communicate a happening outside what is actually there. For example, a bee may see a good source of food and be able to communicate this back at the hive by a detailed dance to other bees that includes compass direction and the distance to the target. How I love bee magic. As a beekeeper, I am privileged to experience the magic of bees every day. From the way they literally turn sunshine into honey, the way they dance and communicate, and the way they bring life to my garden. Call upon bee magic when you want to improve communication and connection. It is wonderful energy to use when you are attempting to find balance and a proper level of give and take in a relationship or work situation. Bee magic can also be used to stimulate your garden and your creativity. Symbology: bee dance, hive, a man with bees in his beard, bee maidens, honeycomb. Live from your heart. Open your heart to giving and receiving more love and compassion. This will create a more heart-centered life experience. So that goes to having the right communication and connections as a honeybee hive. Shadow treasures can be obtained. Releasing the Ten of Swords off your spiritual aspects. Reaffirming your values intellectually. Thinking about potentially whatever it is that you're having a hard time with, making sure you're illuminating your physical aspects and you're not being overconfident or egotistical, and reflecting in your connections once again with the honeybees and your emotional nurturing growth, making sure you keep the cycles of you and your life going. And that was your reading, Aquarius, for April of 2022. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.